In a world full of online content, in-person Aikido training remains irreplaceable. If you look around, we've got information everywhere. We're inundated with it, and Aikido's not the exception. We've got videos, books, explanations, and here I am making videos every week as well. So I've made action videos weekly, and if you've noticed recently, like today, I'm making these, I call them talking head videos, where I discuss certain points about Aikido. So, and I've got some books. By the way, if you're interested in my books, links are below in the description section. So anyway, we've got all of this content, and it can be quite overwhelming sometimes, and it's all helpful if it's used in the right way. So the real transmission of quality Aikido happens in person. Yes, watch videos, read books. We'd train and train and train and not talk. And when I lived in Japan, actually my students in my dojo do this too. We move, 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 move. And the explanation is really the resistance. When you run into resistance and you can't throw your partner, that's the discussion. Then you have to find your way through it, right? Then the discussions and the analysis and all of that happened at the pub afterwards. I find that to be really an excellent way. Of course, sometimes Sensei would say stuff to us, but just a word or two, you know. He would say something like, you know, enter further. But he didn't want you to stop and go, oh, I see, because if we enter further, it's going to be... No, just like keep moving, now do it this way, now add this to it, now add that to it, now take this away from it. This in-person transmission. Hey, sorry to interrupt the video, but some of you have been asking how you can get a copy of my book, The Teacher. The book includes a wide range of topics, including from horseback riding to Budo, the Japan experience and returning home, building intuition, attracting new students to Aikido, Aikido and nonviolence, leading by example, women in Aikido, arrogance, saying no to homogenization in Aikido, Aikido and distance teaching, body alignment, and more and more. So if you haven't purchased a copy of the book and you would like to, just head to leah-suzuki.com/book or use the link in the YouTube description below. It's available in English, and it's even available in Italian, actually. That's just on Amazon. And the book has, let me show you a little bit of this book. A photo of me when I first started. Can you see it? Is it showing up? Some photos of my teacher, Takeda Shihan. My first teacher, Bill Gleason Sensei in Boston. And some of you might recognize that's Gary Small Sensei taking ukemi there. More casual setting with myself and Takeda Shihan back in the 80s, hence the crazy hair. Another one of my favorite photos of Takeda Shihan. One of my favorite photos of Yamaguchi Sensei. There I am teaching a seminar at my dojo in Hollywood. Just a regular photo shoot, actually, from a regular class. Teaching in Hollywood dojo. Oh, wow. My friend Brandon Ishisaka Sensei, I believe that's me training with his daughter, who now I think is like 16 years old. Anyway, she's super cute, huh? And she's doing great. She's still training. If you haven't gotten a book and you'd like to get one, just look in the description below this video, and there's a link there that you can click on to order your copy. Now let's get back to the video. Analyze it later. There's no substitute for it. We get our timing, our relationship to our partner. You can't get that from a book or a video. And we gain a presence. Once you've been training for years and years and years, you develop a certain presence. I wonder if anybody else has had this experience. Now this has happened a number of times, actually. One time, a gentleman came to my dojo, and he was very polite, and he said, I was hoping to train here, and I did Aikido 30 years ago, he said. And I said, oh, wow, of course, yeah, sure. And I said, by the way, what rank did you attain? And he said, no, I didn't really get any rank. And I thought to myself, and this is when he's still in his street clothes and we're at the door. And I thought to myself, I think Nidan. I thought, well, that's weird. Why did I decide that he's Nidan? Why am I deciding? Why am I guessing? But for some reason, I guessed Nidan. He still told me that he had no rank for like a year. And he finally told me after a year that he got Nidan from Tohei Sensei. And that was verified with some other people, I think. And another one, a teacher wanted the luxury of being a student at my seminar. So he and his students came and he wore a white belt. And his students were all instructed to not call him sensei when they were visiting. And they were very different style. So his movement, his replication of my Aikido, he was kind of guessing his way through these things. I was doing some really innovative stuff that weekend. And so even though his skill of replicating my movement was about on the same level as his students, I got a feeling that no, this is not a white belt. And even though he's technically moving like the white belts, I thought, I think he's fifth dan. And again, I thought, oh, that's weird. Why am I putting a number on it? And it turned out he was fifth dan. And he and I became friends. So I really like that story. But anyway, he developed a presence from training and training and training, the in-person training. And after a while, this presence is noticeable. And I'm very honored that recently people have been telling me, oh, yeah, you fill the room when you're up front teaching. I'm like, wow, well, that's a new one now. So anyway, you're not going to get that from reading a lot of Aikido books instead of going to the dojo. Watching videos like this or action videos instead of going to the dojo. You've got to go to the dojo and go to seminars too. I'm a big proponent of getting out and training with a variety of people. And there's that O Sensei quote, be grateful for setbacks, bad things, and bad people. They're an essential tool to learning the art of peace, or something like that. So sometimes we go to a seminar, I'll be honest, I've been to seminars where I'm like, these people, I don't like the way they're moving, or it's not pleasant to me. Or sometimes I've been to seminars where I've been made to feel unwelcome, political things. And I don't do that at my dojo, by the way. So it is going outside of your comfort zone, but that adds to your presence. So if you can train with people who are not always necessarily fun to train with, then you'll get to a point where you can make any situation be more fun. So that's kind of interesting too. I can get through a lot of different things. Transmission. What you get from your sensei and from your senpai, this has to be in person. The bulk of it has to be in person. Then sure, have conversations with them afterwards too. But be there in person. If you've been watching my videos, you've probably noticed that I sometimes use shoto, or short sword. I find that it helps students drop their shoulders, stop pushing, and really feel the technique. Right now, I have a limited number of these Suzuki signature shoto available. They're made in Japan from premium Japanese white oak. They're engraved with my signature, and they're really beautifully balanced. Because of the lumber shortage in Japan, I was only able to get a small batch of them. So once these are gone, that's it for the time being. So if you'd like one, click the link below to reserve yours. During the checkout process, you'll be prompted to let me know which seminar you'll attend, and then I'll bring it right to you. Now let's get back to the video. If you're interested in coming to Los Angeles, I've got 2 seminars coming up this year where we could train together. The one is at the end of May, and that specifically is people from all different styles. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. It's Ikeda Sensei, myself, and Bruno Gonzalez Sensei, all different styles. So that's going to attract all different types of people with all different types of Aikido. So it would really benefit you. And then the other one is in July. It's a 5-day camp. I'll be the main teacher for that, and there will probably be a couple other teachers with like one slot or so. But that's the 30th anniversary of AKI USA. And so that's probably going to attract people from outside also. So these are really excellent ways to gain so much, not just technique, but also gain so much presence. And this has to be done in person. Another really interesting thing is how community shapes practice. You have a shared effort, mutual learning, long-term growth. I've been at seminars where there's different teachers, and all of a sudden, like 20 people walk through the door 5 minutes before this teacher's class, and they all go to that teacher's class, and then that teacher's class finishes, and they all leave. And I think, oh my gosh, what a waste. They didn't go to the other teacher's classes. Or you get more from the training if you spend time with the other practitioners, the other attendees, between the training. So the lunches, the dinners, and all of that. If you have a really great conversation at the restaurant with this person, and then the next day you're training with them and you're stuck and you just can't move them, well, then it's easier to look inside yourself, to look at your own Aikido, because you're like, wow, no, I had a great time talking with this guy, but this is awful right now that I can't throw him. So you can't tell yourself, oh, he's being a jerk, because he's not. You just had a nice conversation with him the night before. He's not a jerk. You've already established that. It's confirmed. This person is not a jerk. Ah, but I can't move him. Okay, must be my Aikido. So when we spend this time off of the mat with each other, it helps our actual training. So speaking of spending time off the mat, and I mentioned the seminars that I've got coming up, next week, registration will open for the 5-day camp. Again, it's a celebration of my 30th anniversary, the 30th anniversary of AKI USA. I'll be the main teacher, and there'll be a couple other teachers doing one class or so, and lunches will be provided at the dojo. I've also got some other things coming up at the end of next month, May 28th through 31st. We've got a 4-day immersion, and that's with Ikeda Shihan, myself, and Bruno Gonzalez Sensei. And registration is still open for that, but space is limited. So look in the description below, find the link, and go and jump onto those two things. Also, the 5-day camp. If you go to that link, even though registration is not yet open, you can get on the notifications list, so you'll be notified immediately when it opens. I've got other seminars coming up. In June, I'll be in the UK and Ireland, and the last weekend of August, I'll be in Shanghai, and then September, I'll be in Bonn and some other German cities. Then in October, I'll be in Montana and Redlands, California. So check out all my seminars, and I'm really looking forward to training together in person. Watch your videos, read your books, but let's train, all right? Thanks so much for tuning in. See you soon. Bye-bye.